Live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center in Newcastle, Indiana, this is the 2021 United States Pro Kart Series on the EKN Radio Network.
Welcome back once again, Newcastle Motorsports Park, trackside coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series Heartland Grand Prix. We are ready to kick off our Saturday main events, and the first class to go with their main event is going to be Rollison Performance Group X30 Pro Junior. Your pole sitter and pre-final winner is going to be the number 733 of Jack Jeffers. Starting alongside will be the 757 of Logan Toke. In row 2, it'll be the 759 of Max Garcia and the 749 of Noah Baker. In row 3, it'll be the 744 of Caleb Gaffera and the 718 of Justin Ataconis. In row 4, the 771 of Paul Bocuse and the 723 of Michael Costello. In row 5, it'll be Parker DeLong and the 719 alongside the 722 of Jeremy Fletcher. In row 6, it'll be Christian Miles and Aiden Ingrata. In row 7 will be Donovan Bonilla and Frankie Mossman. Row 8 will be Rowan Gill and Chase Hand. Row 9, Jorge Ortiz and Austin Jers. Row 10, Cameron Brinkman and Ivana Richards. Row 11, Jake Walker and Cooper Beasley. Row 12, Danny Deschelsky and Cameron Reed. Row 13, Kiki Hawanio and Sebastian Weldon. Row 14, Aiden Lorenko and Yash Rampal. Row 15, Lucas Zabo and Lovisa Landon. And in row 16, Cameron Weinberg. That is your starting lineup for this main event. 16 laps for the pro classes, 14 for all others. So 16 here for X30 Pro Junior. Pre-final was 10 laps. It provided a good taste of what we can expect here in the main events. And the drivers are in the tram lanes, but they are going to have a no start this time. And they'll chase them around once again. All right, once again, the X30 Junior field makes its way around. Jeffers and Toke, your front row. Jeffers on the inside in the 733, green. A cloud of two-stroke smoke as they disappear, heading away from us into the first corner. Going to be a good start for Jeffers. He'll take the lead. Logan Toke will slide in right behind him. Noah Baker in third. Max Garcia fourth. Justin Ataconis in fifth. Caleb Gaffera right behind them as well. I think Gaffera in sixth. Field working their way back around through the cell tower corner for the first time, getting single file out. We're hearing some reports that some drivers jumped the start that time. We'll see what that results in at the end of the race. Meanwhile, Jeffers, though, he's going to be the man of the hour right now as he brings them around out of the final corner for the first time. And he'll hang lap number 1 on the board. Logan Toke right behind him. Noah Baker, 1 kart length back. Max Garcia on his rear bumper. Garcia looking to the inside of Baker. He does, yes, no, maybe. I think he got him. They were driving away at that time, and I think he did get him. Yes, Baker will go back to 4th. Change for the lead as Toke goes to the front. In the Monza, Logan Toke dove to the inside of Jack Jeffers and took over that top spot. Jeffers back to second. Garcia now in third in the Will Power kart. Noah Baker driving that Tony kart that we've all become so familiar with over the years. Top 5 karts have quite a large amount of separation right now. Let's check in on the fifth place kart. Fourth is Baker. Fifth is Justin Ataconis. Sixth place is Jeremy Fletcher now. Jeremy's nose looked like it's really pushed in. Caleb Gaffera in seventh. Eighth place, the 771 of Paul Bocuse. Michael Costello just behind him in the 723. Parker DeLong there as well. Diving to the inside. Once again, we're going to have a change up front. And it's going to be Jeffers going back to the lead. Garcia second. It's keeping things tight up there. Baker third. Toke fourth. Ataconis fifth. Those top 5 seem pretty aggressive right now. They're going to keep working on each other every lap, probably for a better part of this race until there gets to be some separation going on. Just looking a little bit further back in the field, and it looked like Jake Walker in the 700 just got helped off the track in the scoreboard corner. He was able to do a good job of recovering it, though, and get back on without too much loss. Top 5 continue to run nose to tail as they come around to hang number 3 on the board. Jeremy Fletcher, though, right now, he's going to have some issues as Caleb Gaffera, Paul Bocuse, and the rest of the field has started to roll up on his tail. Fletcher currently was running by himself in 6th, but the rest of the field caught him without any drafting help or partners along the way. He was a bit of a sitting duck, and now Gaffera right on his rear bumper. Bocuse, Costello, DeLong all right there as well. Actually, Parker DeLong, I think, just got squeezed back. Let's check in and see here. Costello and then the 707, Christian Miles. So DeLong did lose some ground there. Miles moving up a spot. Coming back around once again, it's still going to be Jeffers in front, Garcia second. Now more separation, though, back to Noah Baker, Toke, and Ataconis. Those front 2, I expect now to run away and hide if at all possible. $16 laps in this race for the Pro class. X30 Pro Junior on track right now, racing for the money. I got to look somewhere and see what the purse is for this class, but it's based on this final event and tomorrow's final event. Top 3 in the Pro classes, Senior and Junior, battling for cash. Don't quote me, but I think it's $2,500 to the winner and $1,500 to second and $750 to third in the junior class. So this driver is going to be hanging around tomorrow night. Make sure they get paid. Jeffers looking to establish himself as the guy to beat for the money here as he continues to lead 5 complete. Long ways to go. Caleb Gaffera picking up a spot there Check and see who he was passing. Must have been Justin Ataconis. I think Justin maybe lost 2 spots. They get the opera glasses out here. Baker running by himself. Caleb now in 4th. Then it's Fletcher. Baker, Bocuse. Costello, and then the 707, Christian Miles. So Justin Ataconis in the 718, he gets shuffled way back. Aiden Ingrata gets by him as well to move into 10th. Busy racing action here in the top 10. "16 laps is a long ways to go on this track. It's well over a mile. I'll tell you who's struggling right now, though, just got shoved off, or went off at least, is Sebastian Weldon. Just took another off-track excursion right before the scoreboard corner. I don't know if he had help getting there or not, but there was plenty of people driving by him while he was out there. He was all the way back in 25th, and I'm going to guess he's going to be further back than that. Some sort of an issue in qualifying. Only qualified 26th. Meanwhile, up front, still Jeffers and Garcia. But I think rolling now is Logan Toke in 3rd. He just went purple, a quick time of the race. 1:10.917, 2/10 quicker than the leaders. He's currently in 3rd. Caleb Gaffera in 4th. Caleb running the number 744, the reddish Burrell Art Cart. Halfway down. Jeffers, Garcia, Toke now a kart length back. Toke 2/10 quicker that time by. Now he's just 2/10 behind. In fact, I would say now he is right there on Garcia's rear bumper. Gaffera maybe 3 or 4 tenths back from those 3 by himself. Not quite close enough to get a draft off those front 3, but he will be if he keeps coming. 1:11.08 for Caleb. 1:11.3 for Jeffers. So Jeffers and Garcia definitely slower than the 3rd and 4th place carts right now. Max Garcia right now, he has his hands full. He's got Logan Toke on his rear bumper, and Logan is coming hard. I think Logan may, in fact, pull out here after the dog leg. Maybe, maybe not. He wasn't quite as close there as I thought he would be. Perhaps he wants to play it out here with the top 3 and see if they can lose Gaffera and make this a 3-car battle for the lead. There goes Toke to the inside on Garcia, passes him cleanly in the Monza. So Toke was close enough. I just thought he would do it sooner, but he found a better spot to do it in. It worked out perfectly for him as he executed a pass on Max Garcia to move himself back into 2nd. Now 2 kart lengths, 1.5 maybe behind Jack Jeffers. Check back through here and see if there's any big movers. Lucas Szabo is up 10 spots to 19th. He's the only one with double-digit moves forward. Jeffers, Toke, Garcia, top three. Got half a second on Gafera in fourth. Runs by himself. He's got 1.5 seconds or 1.2 seconds on Jeremy Fletcher, who runs by himself in fifth. Top three spots go on the podium tonight. Top three and the quick qualifier all getting an opportunity to shine on the podium tonight. On the big stage, if you will. Jeffers, Toke, and Garcia still running bumper to bumper. Gafera now is closed in to within a half a second. There goes Toke to the inside. Logan Toke dives to the inside, the same place he passed Garcia. He now just passed Jeffers. Garcia saw it coming, followed through. He'll go to second. Jeffers back to third. Gafera now on the rear bumper. Fifth place, Jeremy Fletcher, just trying to get a whiff of that lead draft. Wants to be in the fight as the laps wind down. We are working lap number 12 of 16. Parker DeLong runs 13th. He just put in quick time of the race, 1:10.743. You can't finish up front, at least you can hang your hat on being the quickest. Logan Toke brings him around this time as your new leader. We'll see how long this lays, though. Toke, Garcia, Jeffers, and Gafera. Run nose to tail through the Monza. It's been a preferred passing spot, not this time. Diving to the inside goes Jeffers in the scoreboard corner. He'll get one. He gets back around Garcia, tries to reestablish himself as the point man here, but Garcia says, I'm not having it. He does the double Dutch maneuver and takes him in the green corner. Going back to second, Logan Toke is just eating this up as those guys behind him pass each other left and right. That just gives him an advantage that they're going to have a hard time overcoming. So far, though, it's not very much. He needs them to do a little bit more passing before he can clear some space on the mantle for today's trophy. So it's going to be Toke, Garcia, Jeffers, Gafera, and Fletcher. And by golly, if there's one guy that loves to see him passing in front of him, it's Jeremy Fletcher, because he knows every time they make a pass, he gets 0.2 closer. And he doesn't need any more than a few tenths to be in this firefight as the laps wind down. 13 complete. Everybody stays in line through scoreboard that time. Max Garcia really pressuring Logan Toke. He's right on his rear bumper, virtually pushing him. Now he goes to the inside of the cell tower. Toke to the inside. They're side by side on exit. Toke is going to hold it. He's not going to hold it. Toke is going to get shoved to the outside. He's going to lose a spot. Jeffers is going to get around him. The craziness continues. Jack Jeffers trying to use everyone else to get back to that front spot. It's going to be Logan Toke who sees the two to go first. Jeffers right behind him, 1 kart length back now to Caleb G. Caleb's going to lose a spot here, though. Oh, no, he isn't. He's going to hold him off. It looked like Garcia was diving to the inside. I think he was just covering that bottom lane, so he didn't get past. They're all stacked up in the Monza, bumper to bumper, the top 5. Boom, boom, boom. Like dominoes. Going down to the bottom to block is Toke. Right behind him, Jeffers. Inside was out and outside was in. Your world gets flipped upside down with 2 to go as the blocking maneuvers begin. I call it blocking. They call it defending. Whatever. Point is, you're taking a slower line to protect your position. They come back toward the scale house once again. It's going to continue to be Logan Toke. Jeffers all over his rear bumper. Max Garcia half a kart length back. Caleb Gaffera right there as well in 4th. Now Jeremy Fletcher part of the party as they come to 1 to go. This is going to turn into a hot mess express as they barrel down to the other end. No changes yet through I-70. Now to the Monza. Someone's going to force it. Jeffers to the inside hard. Climbing up his backside is going to be Toke. He tried to cross him over too soon. He wasn't clear yet. Toke loses several positions. Jeremy Fletcher picks 1 up. Fletcher could get Gaffera here as well. They're side by side banging wheels through green. Fletcher gets 3rd. Gaffera forced to the outside in green. He can't get back around. Jeffers in front right now. But Jeffers going to come under fire here from Garcia in the cell tower corner. Negative. Jeffers still holding him off. They've got a couple more shots here, and it's going to come real soon as they barrel down that short chute towards the scale house. Jeffers looks over his shoulder. He sees Garcia. Garcia tries to push him. He's got nowhere to go. Back around the grid. Inside out maneuver attempt. Almost knocked the microphone over. Jeffers pushes Garcia way down to the inside of the track. Coming to the checkers, I don't even know what to tell you, but I'm going to tell you the driving was beyond aggressive there between Jeffers and Aiden Ingrata. Where did Aiden Ingrata come from? Who? So Jack Jeffers wins. He was blocking super aggressively on the short chute. He forced Max Garcia down to the inside lane on the last lap. Basically just drove him right down there to the corner. Ingrata gets credit for crossing the line 2nd. Jeremy Fletcher 3rd. Max Garcia 4th. Paul Bocuse 5th. Caleb Gaffera 6th. Logan Toke 7th. Christian Miles 8th, Rowan Gill 9th, Parker DeLong 10th. There's going to be some penalties coming out of this, so don't anybody leave tech. Anybody who finished in the top 6 or 7, I wouldn't leave tech because there is going to be some ugliness coming out of this one at the end of that race. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our X30 Pro Junior final. We'll see if we can ascertain what happened there later on, and we'll move on to our X30 Masters final in a moment. We'll be back.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Cooper Tires. CKR is all about quality, and CKR USA is where you can get your hands on these winning chassis in the United States. It's the CKR Barracuda 32mm shifter car chassis, the 100cc focused Stingray, These are two popular models contributing to the success of this thriving brand. And CKR USA is where you'll find karts, parts, and everything you need to go racing. Delivering the latest innovation in kart racing technology, CKR carries its own distinctive frame design. Made from hand-selected material, CKR kart chassis combine the highest grade tubing and hardware, ensuring first-rate standards of production. CKR USA has a large footprint in the US karting market and continues to grow rapidly throughout the country. Fully homologated chassis have been proven by top-notch performances from coast to coast in North America. CKR has stood on top of the podium in Superkarts USA and F-Series competition, as well as kart clubs around the country. The podiums and championships will continue to pile up in 2021. CKR USA is now in its 6th year of business, and we're adding new authorized dealers and support centers for the chassis line. Visit ckr-usa.com or call 208-384-KART and go CKR Blue. Now back to the US Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Speed Concepts Racing, X30 Masters up next. Your pole sitter in Masters is the number 591 of David Galonia. Starting alongside David will be Renato Yadir David on the outside of row 1. And in row 2 will be Mario Barrios and Laurencio Mardan. Row 3, Scott Robertson, Christian Vomier. Row 4, Danny Robertson and Derek Wang. Row 5, Miguel Meyer and Logan Cozy. Row 6, Scott Kopp and Adam Pettit. Row 7, Glauber Granero and Robert Mayer. Row 8, Sean Scott and Salvatore Sporacio. Row 9, Curtis Terry and Chris Carroll. Row 10, Tiago Goncalves and Mike Doty. Row 11, Greg Leahy and Kim Carapoletti. And in row 12, TJ Nevels and John Robichaux. And in row 13, Scott Carapoletti. Green, 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 we're underway. And it looks like Galonia at the point as they come off I-70 for the first time. Mario Barrios making a move early. He goes to second. David back to third. Scott Roberts. Oh, it's Roberts and David banging wheels in the short chute going to the scoreboard corner. Roberts will be third. David fourth. Little hand signals there between them. I don't know if that was an oopsie. I didn't know you were there or what that was. A lot of herky-jerky racing in the early stages there through the cell tower corner. And Barrios wasting no time. He goes to the lead. He'll bring him around this time from that top spot. Pointed black flag to Renato Yadir David. Something apparently going on that didn't impress the officials. Or maybe it did impress them. Maybe it made an impression. Nonetheless, Mario Barrios, your leader right now in the 511. David Galonia right behind. Scott Roberts right there as well. David in fourth. Fifth place, Christian Vomier. Then a little bit of a gap back to Laurencio Mardan in sixth, then further back to Derek Wang leading the next group. Danny Robertson, Adam Pettit, Miguel Meyer. Barrios is going to bring him around once again. Oh, big contact between David and Galonia. David running over the back of Galonia right outside the one corner. Hopefully nobody nails him. David had already gotten one warning for aggressive driving. He got the pointed black flag, and he ran over the back corner of Galonia. It looked like entering that corner and turned Galonia around. So Renato Yader David not having a great race here so far. It's gotten into a few scraps. Meanwhile, Mario Barrios has now got quite a lead going for him, almost 3/4 of a second, actually over 3/4 of a second over Scott Roberts. Derek Wing has made his way up 4 spots, so he might be up. Well, let's see. Christian Volmir has gotten into second, Wang third, Roberts fourth, Mardan fifth. Danny Robertson, it looks like, is sixth now. Adam Pettit is seventh. So Christian Volmir having a good race, up 4 spots. Well, he was. Now Derek Wang and Scott Roberts both went around Volmir. Roberts Wang purple last time by with a 112.385 for the number 588. Mario Barrios continues to lead, takes a peek over his shoulder as they cross the start-finish line. He sees that he's got about a half a second on the gang behind him. Looks like the Race Hero app has gone bonkers, showing Adam Pettit as the leader. We'll have to refresh that and see if we can get that back with the program. All right, it looks like we got Race Hero back facing the right direction. Mario Barrios continues to lead over Derek Wang, Scott Roberts, Laurencio Mardan, and Christian Volmir. Working lap number 6 right now. Barrios' lead is just a kart length or so. It's not very significant. Derek Wang in the 588, he's up 6 positions. As he works in that second spot right now. Scott Roberts in third. He's up a couple. Laurencio Mardan right where he started in 4th. Christian Volmir, he's a distant 5th right now. And beyond Volmir There is a battle. I think Miguel Meyer just went around Danny Robertson. Miguel Meyer just moved into 6th, passing Danny Robertson. Adam Pettit's behind Danny. Scott Kopp, a couple kart lengths behind Adam Pettit. Then there's a great big giant gap. Back to the 503 of Salvatore Sparacio. Six laps complete. Coming to the halfway this time. Flagman Bobby Radavoy giving him the halfway sign. Barrios checks back. He sees everybody right there. Nobody's going away, Mario. Much as you wish they were, they're not. Not yet, at least. Boy, Derek Wang has done a masterful job here working his way up to the front. Just got one more to conquer. Just doesn't look like he has the speed the others do through the scoreboard corner. Scott Roberts really rolls right up on his rear bumper through that section, and Barrios pulls away. Now, so far, Wang has been able to catch up elsewhere on the track. The scoreboard corner is not the tightest corner, but it's pretty close to the tightest corner. The tightest corner would be the cell tower corner, which is it is a 180 basically, but it's a tight corner. It's probably a little bit less than a 180, like maybe like a 200-degree corner. Top 4 cards continue to run nose to tail, though. Barrios, Wing, Roberts, and Mardan. Now looking from 4th. Mardan goes to the inside, trying to pick up a position and a change for the lead. Yes, no, maybe? That's a negative. Mardan did move up a spot, though, to 3rd. He got around Scott Roberts. He dove in on the dog leg and made it stick in the 180 in I-70. Meanwhile, Derek Wang, driving that Crosslink Motorsports ride, continues to run in 2nd. I thought he was going for the lead at the time, and maybe he was. They're just driving away from us at that point in I-70, so it can be kind of hard to tell the relationship between the two karts at that distance. So far, Barrios has been able to keep them at bay by about a kart length. Fastest lap of the race, Salvatore Sparacio in 10th, 1:11.672. Boy, this is as close as Derek Wang has been yet on Barrios' rear bumper. Mardan to the inside of Derek Wang. Ooh, that didn't work. Luckily, it didn't cause any trouble, really. Did slow down Mardan a little bit, I think, as Roberts now is all up in his business. No harm, no foul, though. Everybody regroups and continues on. It looked like Mardan was going to throw it in, entering the tri-oval there, the banked Monza area on the left-hand entrance. But he thought better of it. Field coming around once again. 9 complete. Derek Wang swings way to the left, then he swings way back to the right, dives underneath for the lead, and he's got it. Scott Roberts and Laurencio Mardan are side by side in the Monza. Roberts is going to get third out of the whole deal. But really what's most interesting here, and a crossover pass for the lead. A whole bunch of crap just fell off a table up here and scared the heck out of me. Barrios goes back to the lead. Crazy exchanges there. Barrios goes back to the lead. Scott Roberts ends up in second. Derek Wang back to third. Laurencio Mardan in fourth. Christian Vomier in fifth. And Miguel Meyer now in sixth. It was pretty bananas there for a moment. 11 laps complete now. 3 to go. We'll see if this lap is just as bananas in I-70. Miguel Meyer is pointing like we should be doing something. I think he just passed Christian Vomier and went to fifth. Mardan goes to third. He goes around Derek Wang. Wang back to fourth. After that great run Derek had going where he basically ran down, came from quite a ways back, ran down Mario Barrios, and maybe he just used things up right now because he can't hang with him. Scott Roberts, though, is doing the hanging. He is right on Mario Barrios' rear bumper, and this might be, I think there was some sort of altercation between these two at Ocala in the final. Don't quote me on that, but I think there is some unpleasant history here. So we'll see how this last couple laps plays out. Hopefully it's all... There goes Roberts to the inside for the lead. He's got it. 2 to go. Scott Roberts takes over as the leader. What an unexpected ambush pass by Roberts. No resistance was given because he never saw it coming. Off I-70, Roberts is leading. They head down into the triangular Monza area. Roberts in front. Barrios in second. Mardan in third. Everybody stayed in line in the top 6 through the scoreboard corner that time. But Scott Roberts has got a 1 kart length lead, which is more than anybody has had dealing with Mario Barrios yet. But Barrios could just as easily close that back up again by throwing it in there. Through the cell tower corner, I thought Roberts got through there a little bit better. Roberts is going to bring him around once again. It will be a white flag this time for Scott Roberts in the 528. He's got a 1 kart length lead. He checks over his shoulder. He sees the status. Heads to the dog leg, taking the most profitable line possible. Barrios, 1 kart length behind him. He's got to worry about Mardan on his rear bumper. Mardan and Wang now going at it. Wang to the inside. I think that was Derek Wang that just took care of Mardan. I think they're spread out now enough. I don't think they're going to get another run at Scott Roberts. Mario Barrios is too far back to get another run here. Scott Roberts looks like he's got this thing on lockdown with half a lap to go. I think the undecided battle here is who's going to finish 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And Derek Wang just took it away from Laurencio Mardan a few corners ago, that 3rd spot. I don't see anybody in an attack position right now. Nobody's really close enough to even make a hero move. They're going to come to the double checkered flags in order here with Scott Roberts challenging his way to the front for the victory. Puts in his personal best lap on the final circuit. Mario Barrios finishes 2nd. Derek Wang 3rd. Laurencio Mardan 4th. Miguel Meyer is 5th. Christian Vomier 6th. Scott Kopp 7th, up 4 spots. Danny Robertson 8th. Adam Pettit 9th. Salvatore Sparacio 10th. Glauber Granero 11th. Rob Mayer 12th. David Galonia 13th. John Robichaux up 10 spots to 14th. Scott Carapoletti up 11 to 15th. TJ Neville's 16th. Tiago Goncalves 17th. Curtis Terry 18th. Chris Carroll 19th. Greg Leahy 20th. Sean Scott 21st. And Mike Doty, the last man standing, in 22nd. And that'll do it for our X30 Masters. Congratulations to Scott Roberts on picking up the victory here this afternoon. And up next will be our Mini Swift 14-lap main event. We'll be right back.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Cooper Tires. Powered by technology, DID Racing chains have a worldwide reputation for superior quality and reliability. Meticulously engineered and manufactured in Japan, DID Genuine Parts are the world's #1 original parts supplier for Japanese and European motorcycle manufacturers. A rich racing tradition where results speak for themselves, DID prides itself on engineering the most technologically advanced chains on the market to help you excel on and off the track. DID's SDH pin treatment creates an extremely hard chromium carbide layer on the pin's surface that houses a soft inner core to absorb extreme shock loads. DID's 219 HTZ racing chain boasts this SDH pin technology, which leads to longer chain life as well as excellent energy transmission to the wheels. Available in the gorgeous gold, the 219 HTZ is the ultimate racing kart chain. Pick up a DID chain at your local dealer today, because when winning is the only thing that matters, go with DID.
Wins at the sport's biggest races and championships across all levels of karting make up the resume for Nitro Kart. The Nitro Kart has made its statement as the best, fastest, and most reliable cadet chassis on the North American karting market. The 2021 Cadet is the evolution of that success, featuring the latest development and components to put you at the front. If you want to win in Cadet, get a Nitro Kart and join the team. The Nitro Kart Cadet claimed 5 victories at the SCUSA Pro Tour, including the Mini Swift Championship in 2020. At the United States Pro Kart Series, Nitro Kart Cadet earned 5 wins and 14 podiums in mini and micro competition. For a second straight year, Nitro Kart won the U.S. Rotax Grand Nationals in the Minimax division, bringing the title total to 4 in 4 years. If you've seen it on track, it certainly caught your eye. Dominating the 4-cycle world is the Nitro Kart Lefty chassis. The chassis is designed for the Briggs & Stratton 206 engine with a left side mount for better weight distribution. The Lefty is available in cadet and full-size frames. The Nitro Kart Lefty won the CKNA Grand Nationals 4 in both sportsman and junior categories, with fast time in qualifying for the senior division. Drivers with the Lefty were ranked #1 in the Briggs & Stratton Weekly Racing Series for junior and cadet divisions. Team Nitro Kart will be at all major events in 2021 with programs tailored to every driver's needs. Focused on driver development, the cadet program under Team Nitro Kart has helped develop some of today's stars, including Brent Cruz, Parker DeLong, Ben Mayer, and Spencer Conrad. Visit Nitro Kart online and find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Now back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
And we're back with Mini Swift, sponsored by Trinity Karting Group. And we got a quick green already on this group as they had their stuff together the first time around, and we're ready to go. So we are already underway. Oliver Weldon, Oscar Iliff, Jack Iliff, and Kai Johnson were in those 2 front rows, and they've shown the way already in the first few corners of this main event. 14 laps. We've got the 117 of Oscar Iliff at the lead right now. As they come off the cell tower corner, we're going to get a peek at them with the glasses here and see who's in second. Looks like that could be Oliver Weldon running second. I believe it is. I think it's Oliver Weldon, and then I think it's Kai Johnson in third. They'll be coming across the stripe here momentarily, and then everyone will know exactly what the running order is. Sure enough, it is Iliff, Weldon, and Johnson, your top four. I think we've got another Iliff, Jack Iliff, running fourth. This has got to be kind of nerve-wracking for Dad Iliff here in this whole thing. Got one son just being passed for the lead. The other one is going forward. One's going backward. Weldon goes to the front. Oliver Weldon goes to the front. He goes around Kai Johnson. He goes around Kai Johnson and Oscar Iliff, and I think Jack actually ended up going forward. Jack Iliff on the 144. He has gone to second. Kai Johnson third. Fourth place is being contested between Ben Mayer and Oscar Iliff. Probably saying that wrong. I can't remember if it's Iliff or Iliff, so I apologize. I'll say it both ways. And as long as I'm saying it, that's all that matters, because that means you're running in the front. And running in the front, the Iliff boys are. But right now, Oliver Weldon showing the way. Jack Iliff in second, Kai Johnson third. It looks like Oscar might be getting freight trained. Maybe, maybe not. Battle for the lead. Jack Iliff goes back to the front, Johnson to second. They both work around Weldon. Now Johnson goes around Iliff in the triangle. So Kai Johnson back to the front. Ben Mayer in fourth. Who's he got behind him? Enzo Vitamontieni? I think he's got Enzo there as well. Enzo right behind him. And he's got the 117 of Oscar Iliff in sixth. So we got two packs of three up front. That's your top six. Then Sarah Bradley and Tyler Roberts. Actually, who's in seventh? Because that's not Sarah Bradley. The 176 of Santiago Duran somehow got to seventh. Apparently there was a huge schmozzle somewhere in there that led to a bunch of them chasing positions. All right, let me reconnect my thoughts here. Sarah Bradley's tacked on to that front six, who feel like they need to be passing each other in every corner. Jack Iliff is leading right now. Kai Johnson second. Ben Mayer third. Who did we lose? No, we lost anything. We shuffled Weldon back to fifth. Got Bradley in sixth, Vitamontieni in fourth, Mayer in third, Duran in seventh all by himself. Eighth and ninth run together. Eighth and ninth is John Asher Oxteen. Well, John Antonino and Asher Oxteen, they run together. More shuffling up front. They're too wide through I-70. Now it's going to be Ben Mayer diving to the inside of Kai Johnson for the lead in the triangle. And Ben Mayer in the 167 will head to scoreboard with the lead. Looks over his shoulder. He sees Kai Johnson like a handkerchief hanging out of his back pocket. Third and fourth right there as well. Vidamontiani now up to third. Weldon fourth. Iliff back to fifth. Bradley sixth, but now a big gap back to sixth. Antonino and Bradley running together. This mini Swift class is bananas. It's driving me bananas trying to keep track of the passes because they just do it non-stop. They don't even slow down. They just do it. This is just the incredible crop of young drivers that we have nowadays in American motorsports. It's mind-boggling to watch these kids out there and just do this corner after corner after corner. 99% of the time, there's no contact. There's just pulling out and going. And Enzo Vidamontiani has taken over the top spot from, well, you won't see it on timing and scoring because Kai Johnson just took it back in the scoreboard corner. Oliver Weldon now in third. Ben Mayer in fourth. Jack Iliff is a distant fifth. Little distance, not a huge distance. But Ben Mayer showed as the leader last time around. Enzo Vidamontiani held it for two corners. Now Kai Johnson has the lead with Enzo in second. Weldon third. Mayer in fourth. Jack Iliff is in fifth. John Antonino, Asher Oakstein in sixth and seventh. Eighth place, Santiago Duran, I believe. Followed by the 196 of Diego Ardiles. And then Sarah Bradley. And then the 101 of Carson Weinberg. Well, they're passing up front again. This should come as a surprise to no one. And Enzo goes back to the front. Kai back to the front. Coming around to the halfway marker. We'll see what it is this time. Kai Johnson, Oliver Weldon, Enzo Vidamontiani, and Ben Mayer in that top group. Then a gap back to Jack Iliff and Asher Oakstein. What in the world did they do with John Antonino? He is now seventh, but he has dropped back quite a bit. In fact, I think he gave up a spot just now to Carson Weinberg, maybe? No, or maybe that's Diego Ardiles. Yeah, that's Diego that he had given up the spot to. So what happens here at Newcastle, if you're not here, is they cross the timing and scoring line pretty much close to where we're stationed, and then they drive away from us. And that's the end of that long straightaway, so when they pull out the pass, we don't always see it until they're coming back towards us again. And then we can see if there's been a change down in I-70. That corner is obstructed from the view of the announcing station by a little bit. That and somebody put this god ugly green scissors lift thing in my field of view here too. So that's not helping. But we're staying with you here the best we can. Now it is shaken up a little bit. Oliver Weldon has gone back to the front. He and Enzo Vidamontiani are on a bit of a breakaway right now. Holy moly. And Kai Johnson running all by himself in third. Oh, and a big pack is coming for Ben Mayer. They just hung him out to dry like yesterday's laundry. 3 of them just freight trained him going into the scoreboard corner, and they shuffled him back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. He's not going to pout about it, though. He's going to take one back right there as he gets by Jack Iliff in the cell tower corner. That's the crazy thing about these minis and the micros is they're resilient. They get past and it doesn't mean anything. It's like, oh, that just gives me somebody that I can pass. And they just keep coming right back at it. They keep charging constantly. It can be exhilarating to watch, difficult to announce, and as a parent, I would think it would be pretty well insane to try to keep your composure. Kai Johnson running all by himself right now in third. Nobody to draft with, nobody to try to draft on him. We are working on lap number 10. 10 of 14. Leaders are going to be coming around in complete lap number 10. Looks like it's going to be Oliver Weldon that gets credit for leading another one here. Right behind him, Enzo Vidamontiani. He's got a 1 second lead over third place. That's down to 7/10 as Kai Johnson closes up a little bit that time. He picked up 3 or 4 tenths. Kai putting in his personal best lap that time by. And they're opening up, though, on Diego Ardiles, who is in fourth. Hey, I might point out that Diego Ardiles in the 196 currently runs fourth, is up 33 positions. That's like the entire field. Where did Diego start? Well, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. It's 33 plus 4. He started at the back. Wait, he's so far back, he's on his own piece of paper up here. That's how far back Ardiles started, and he is up to fourth, and I don't know if he's done yet. I think we're going to have a 3-car battle for the lead here very shortly as Kai Johnson continues to pick him up and put him down. By the way, did I mention Ardiles has fast lap of the race? Way back on lap 6. Johnson has reeled in the leaders. 11 complete. Diving to the inside for the lead once again is Enzo Vidamontiani. He'll clear Oliver Weldon in I-70. We'll see if Weldon follows through. He dives to the inside in the Monza, but it doesn't net him anything really. Holds his position. Kai Johnson, though, all over his rear bumper. All right, Kai Johnson just went purple. Quick lap of the race, 1:17.207. It's going to be 2 to go next time by. Enzo Vidamontiani. Oliver Weldon is now third. Kai Johnson went to second. Kai sets his sights on Enzo. Fastest lap of the race. Last time by for Kai Johnson in the 107. Currently pushing your leader on the short chute. Heading onto the front straightaway. 2 to go. Dun, 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 dun. Enzo goes down to the bottom to protect that inside lane. Kai says, doesn't matter, I can go lower. He dives to the inside in I-70. Johnson takes over as the leader once again. Oh, Ardiles just lost it in I-70 and off the track and out in the honeysuckle. He is done. It looked like Ardiles just got too far to the outside, hooked the edge of the track, and disappeared from his race. What a crusher for the guy who had picked up 33 positions. He's going to watch the last 2 laps from the lakeshore frontage there by the cell tower. All right, we're going to watch the last 2 laps through these binoculars here as we watch 3 Masters. Johnson, Vitamontiani, and Weldon work together. Enzo back to the front. Enzo back to the front and the double left-handers following the cell tower corner. Kai Johnson looks over his shoulder, sees Weldon's right there. He blocks the inside lane handily. They come around the grid. Onto the short chute between the 2 corners, the 2 lefts. White flag in the air for Enzo Vitamontiani. There will be passes before this is done. 3 karts nose to tail. Weldon right there. Enzo goes through I-70 in the normal racing line. He goes down to the bottom to protect. Johnson tries to go to his left. He does. He successfully outsmarts Enzo into the Monza and takes the lead. Weldon gets side by side with him. Contact between Weldon and Vitamontiani results in Vitamontiani losing a bunch of ground on the exit of that tri-oval or that banked corner. I don't know if I'd blame anyone for that. I mean, Weldon did have an inside line there, and now he goes to the inside. No, now it's going to be Johnson holding that top spot as they come off the cell tower corner. They're trying to crisscross each other here. Weldon dives to the inside. He's got the lead now. Oliver Weldon taken away from Kai Johnson and exiting the double lefts after the cell tower corner. Weldon's driving with his rearview mirror as he keeps looking over his shoulder back at Johnson to see where he is. Johnson gets up alongside him. Weldon looking over his shoulder. Now he looks to the left. Johnson gets up alongside him on the short chute. He's going to beat him. Weldon kept looking back. I think that cost him the position, honestly. Double checkered flag for Kai Johnson. Got around Oliver Weldon at the end. Weldon was looking the left shoulder, looking the right shoulder, and Johnson just passed him. Enzo Vitamontiani comes back to finish third, and actually it was really close at the end. He was right there. Asher Oakstein has a good run, up 7 spots to 4th. John Antonino up 12 spots to 5th, an even better run. Santiago Duran finishes 6th. Sarah Bradley 7th. Ayrton Grimm 8th. Ben Mayer 9th. Gage Korn 10th. Then it's Tyler Roberts, Vivek Kanthan, Asen Dramiliev. By the way, Vivek up 19 spots to 12. Dramiliev 13th. Carson Walters 14th. Jack Iliff ends up 15th after a promising start. Indy Reagan 16th. Diego Guyot, Gavin Witt, Braden Zerves up 17 spots to 19th. Ava Hansen up 15 to 20th. Then it's Max Christea, Cade Jager, Braden Traver, Keegan Kaminsky, Oscar Iliff 25th. James Newell, Felipe Jesus Benito, Derek Wargo, Samuel Newell, Nix Eggleston, Chase Harlow, Alan Bonilla Espinoza, and Diego LaRoche, the last one running in Mini Swift. What a crazy race. Congratulations to Kai Johnson, though, and his team for picking up the victory here at USPKS in the Mini Swift class. We will be back in a moment with the 16-lap X30 Pro main event.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Cooper Tires. Experience and passion. That's what led to the launch of AMAX Racing. owner Charles Maxwell began AMAX Racing in 2015, expanding the operation in 2019 with a focus on driver development for racers of all age groups and backgrounds. From top-level drivers to grassroots racers or families looking for a team that will help them achieve their goals, AMAX Racing can guide you with the absolute best trackside service at affordable prices. No matter the chassis, AMAX Racing welcomes you and has the experience to put you on the top of the podium. You can join the AMAX Racing family in 2021 at the Cup Karts North America, United States Pro Kart Series, and WK Manufacturers Cup Series, along with selected local events at Whiteland Raceway Park and Castle Motorsports Park. For more information, contact them at 317-437-5886 or find them on Facebook. AMAX Racing, all of your karting needs under one tent. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer with IP karting that includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports provides in-depth driver development for those racers in Northern California and across the country. Arrive and drive services, kart preparation, and driver coaching are available under the LEM tent throughout the season. Bell's record of working with drivers includes recent victories at North America's biggest karting events, including the Rock the Rio and the SCUSA Super Nationals. Greg Bell's knowledge for building engines spans 2 decades and is now under the Mega Power branding, providing a reliable engine service and tuning knowledge. No matter the chassis brand, choose Mega Power to get to the front. Click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com for more and find them on social media to stay connected. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. Now back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Franklin Motorsports X30 Pro Senior on track now for their 16-lap main event. Ryan Norberg and Brandon Jarzakrak will show them to the line from the front row. Brandon Tyner and Connor Zilich in row 2. Oliver Hodgson and Paulie Massimino in row 3. Hannah Greenmeyer and Nathaniel Cicero in row 4. Weston Workman and Thomas Annunziata in row 5. Hayden Jones and Arias Dukmejian in row 6. Lucas Facuri and Alessandro De Tullio in row 7. Aiden Fox and Gavin Bailiff in row 8. Talon Yackel and Luke Lang in row 9. Tyler McIntyre and Jace Park in row 10. Finnegan Bailiff and Maximilian Opolsky in row 11. Timothy Carroll and Aaron Benoit in row 12. Logan Vaeda and Louis Westover in row 13. Michael Millardi and Octavio Rosales in row 14. Row 15 is Leonardo Hassan and Alex Noyes. Row 16, Santiago Benito and Sutter Gobble. And in row 17, Ethan Ho and Oscar Pinozzi. Row 18, John Burke and Matthew Cruzino. And row 19, Matthias Ramirez and Matthew Chapman. Field is in the tram lines now, forming up quite nicely as they make their way towards starter Bobby Radavoy, who give him the green flag. Green, 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 and we're underway early here. First time around, lucky start for the X30 Pros. And unlucky for Alex Noyes, I think, as he is one of them out in the grass. There's about 4 of them turned around and reestablishing in themselves the 341, the 350, and the 328, I think, were involved in that one. Meanwhile, up front, who's it going to be? It looks like Norberg up front, Jarsakrak perhaps in second, Zilich in third. That's what I'm seeing here. Fourth place must be Tyner. Fifth place, Hodgson. And that's all I'll hazard to guess from this distance. They'll come around in a moment here, and we'll get the official word of the day. So far, the word of the day starts with R. R for Ryan. Ryan Norberg leads him around to complete number 1. Jarsakrak, Zilich, Tyner, Hodgson, Greenmeyer, Massimino, Workman, and Nunziata. Duke Meji in your top 10. Action, as always, is Margaritaville as they work through the blender section of the field. Anything from like 8th on back can be construed as the blender, I think. It's where you're constantly churning. You're either going forward or you're going backwards, and sometimes you're doing it at the same time. Leaders come around once again. Mr. Norberg. Rented lips. This is what happens when you treat your body like a rental for 50 years. Ryan Norberg continues to lead. Brandon Jarsakrak in second. But my gosh, Norberg has what I would call a ginormous lead right now. There goes Zilich. Connor Zilich says enough of that. Oh, big trouble with Jarsakrak on top of another cart. Big time trouble. Brandon Jarsakrak hooked on top of the 369. Is that Tyner? That is Brandon Tyner. He was on top of Brandon Tyner, and Tyner's fairing is completely 100% whopper jawed right now. It looks like some sort of scrap metal that fell off a junk truck going 90 miles an hour down the interstate. Except it's plastic, so it's really broken. I can't believe how long Jarsakrak was hung up on top of him before he was able to get loose. They didn't stop moving. They just kept driving. It was like a Jarsakrak sandwich or something. He was just riding on top of him. And, well, he's got the pointed black flag. I don't know if that was Ryan's, or I don't know that was necessarily Braden's fault, but it was a mess. Let's put it that way. And he's still running 7th. He only lost like 5 positions there. So apparently the officials thought it was a problem. Let's put it that way. So they gave him the pointed black flag and said, "We'd appreciate it if you didn't put your cart on top of any other carts today. That'd be great." So unfortunate situation there for Tyner as he has lost a lot of ground. I don't even know, did he pull in? He may have. Yeah, it looks like he pulled off, unfortunately, for Brandon. That's too bad. He was having a pretty good day so far. That was pretty crazy. It was just kind of one of those wheels touch deal, and one hopped up over the top of the other as a result. Meanwhile, though, Ryan Norberg has stretched out a 1.5-second lead. It was Zilich last time by. Now it's Hannah Greenmeyer, as Hannah's trying to pick up where her RPG teammate Tyner was running before. Of course, Ryan Norberg running the flagship Rollison Performance Group package as well. So 2 RPG karts out front of this one. Then you've got Oliver Hodgson in the fluorescent yellow comp kart, followed by Paulie Massimino. He's the front-running Mike Doty Racing package right now in 4th. Connor Zilich right behind him in 5th. I think Zilich is running one of the Nitro Kart deals. Zilich was a big winner in Florida. I think he ended up making the big money. We talked to him, I know, at the podium presentation on Sunday night. And I believe it was Zilich that was the big winner down there. In fact, I think he won a lot of stuff down there. Keeping himself in a position to do it once again right here. But Ryan Norberg, 110.1 last time by. Hannah Greenmeyer went purple, 109.9. Sometimes you have these races where something just crazy, unimaginable, or just downright strange happens in the early laps, and it really sets the tone for the race because it changes the dynamic. You know, you had that situation between Jarsakrak and Tyner, 2 major contenders, right up front, happen early, and what it did is it just created a lot of separation. So the field got strung out very quickly. And while by no means has Ryan Norberg run away and hid, because I'll be honest with you, Hannah Greenmeyer is running him down fast. Hannah is coming hard. She just closed in a ton on him. She's the fastest kart on the track. And so there's a long, long ways to go in this race, and she's coming quickly. But it has changes the dynamic so much because now you no longer have 10 karts battling for the lead. You know, you have maybe 5. You know, you did have 10 that were in a position to at least get back into the fight, and now not so much. And so we're watching Norberg and Greenmeyer, you know, carry the flag here for right now. Oliver Hodgson, though, runs 3rd. Right behind him, though, is Paulie Massimino and Connor Zilich. They're still very much in this. I mean, there's 10 laps to go here, so there's a long time to go. But it has definitely changed the complexion of this race. And it doesn't help that Norberg and Greenmeyer are teammates in the RPG tent. And now I know they both want to win the race as much as anybody, but I think it's probably generally frowned upon to completely wreck your teammate. So they're probably not going to be quite as aggressive on each other, but you never know. I'm sure Hannah wants to win just as much as Ryan does, and both of them are definitely capable of doing it. On the other hand, Oliver Hodgson running by himself on the comp kart stuff. He doesn't have a teammate out there. He's all on his own. He has no wingman. Paulie Massimino now in the same situation because his teammate Brandon Jarsakrak got shuffled back. Now, Jarsakrak is only a few spots back, so he can get back up there again, but it's going to take some things to happen up front. There's going to need to be some racing happening because Jarsakrak, while he's running competitive laps, he's not going to make up the 3 or 4.5 second deficit he has right now to the lead without some sort of shenanigans up front. And then, of course, when you have an incident, it always kind of shakes the rest of the field up, too, because they all are trying to dodge something or weave around it, or, you know, people taking advantage of other karts trying to slow. As we cross the halfway mark, Hannah Greenmeyer, she is coming so hard right now. She has now chewed off another 4/10 off of Ryan Norberg's lead. She is down to half a second when they cross the line. I bet it's not even a half a second right now. We'll see how, if she can maintain that pace, she's going to blow right by Ryan Norberg when she gets there. But we will see. A lot of times, maintaining a pace, an extra pace, that extra half a tenth can be done a lot more easily when you're chasing somebody than when you're leading it. And we all know how that works. Particularly here where you get a little bit of a draft, although the X30 is not really susceptible to the draft nearly as much as a small kart is, or a low horsepower kart like the KA. So it's Norberg, Greenwire, Hodgson, Zilich, and Massimino, your top five. Brandon Jarsacrack, with all four wheels on the ground, runs sixth. He's back there a ways, though. Seventh place right now belongs to Hayden Jones in the 316. Behind Jones is the 320. I think that's Alessandro Di Tullio. And then he's got the 307 of Arias Dukmejian in ninth. We haven't even talked about these guys because all the excitement has really been happening in the top five. But Dukmejian is ninth. Weston Workman is 10th. Leaders coming back around. They're going to complete lap number 10. Norberg now with a 1 kart length lead over Greenmeyer. Zilich getting his best lap of the day in right now as he runs third, leading that second trio of karts. Zilich, Hodgson, and Massimino. Things have really settled down now up front. Just trying to see if Brandon Jarsacrack is really making any progress here. I think he's actually not quite matching the pace of the leaders. And he could very well have some damage from that contact earlier. This tire should have less wear, though. They weren't on the ground for, 100 feet. So Hannah Greenmeyer caught Ryan Norberg after that big, rundown she made. And since catching him, she's just stayed right behind him. So she's either following him along in order to bide her time and make a move in the later stages of this race, or that was what she had. She used it up getting there. So we'll see. Third, fourth, and fifth are stretching out a little bit now, too. Zilich, Hodgson, and Massimino. Sixth place, Jarsacrack running by himself. He's got about 3 kart lengths behind him to Hayden Jones. I think they are catching him a little bit. They were 2/10 quicker last time by. Hayden Jones is leading DeTulio and Dukmejian, and then a little bit further back, Weston Workman. And that's the extent of that group. And then they've got a pretty substantial gap over Thomas Annunziata, who is essentially running by himself. He's got some distance on Gavin Bailiff in 12th. Those two Trinity karts running together. Bailiff and Jace Park running 12th and 13th. 12 laps complete. Working lap number 13. The leader's coming out of the cell tower corner right now, going through the double left complex to the blue corner. They are bumper to bumper right now. Usually when they get that tight together, you feel like the second place kart is getting ready to make a pass, either that or to find out where they're stronger, if they're stronger somewhere. Oh, Hannah did make the pass. Okay. So Hannah Greenmeyer took over the top spot. I looked away for 30 seconds, and she made the pass for the lead. And Norberg decided he wants to follow right on her rear bumper now. He's not going to let her have as much breathing room. When she was following him, she stayed back about a half a kart length to a kart length pretty much the whole time. 109.74 last time by for Zilich, 110.2 for Norberg and Greenmeyer. We'll have to keep an eye on Connor Zilich here. He might be the dark horse in the waning laps here. He's quite a ways back, though. He's 1.5 seconds back, and there are only 2.5 laps to go. John Burke, shout out to John. He's up to 14th. He's up 21 positions after some problem that he had in the pre-final. Two to go. This is going to get interesting between Norberg to the inside. Norberg to the inside for the lead. He's got it. We shall see how nicely these two play on the last lap, and if Connor Zilich can get to him. They keep working each other. He'll get to him. He needs them to battle, though. Norberg is leader again. Boy, Norberg got back around, and he's been able to maintain a 1.5 kart length lead. Oop, waving yellow flag. What is that about? Dugmejian is around. Dugmejian hung up on the curbing, I believe. He was running 9th. I think that's who that is over there. I can just see the top of his head. Now he's getting out of the cart underneath the billboard, the Arby's sign. White flag in the air for Ryan Norberg. Can he hold off his RPG teammate, Hannah Greenmeyer, for one more lap? She's already passed him once. Through I-70, they stay in line. Connor Zilich really needs these two to mix it up so he can come in there in the last second and swoop the victory. Off the Monza, they stay in line. Norberg maintains off the scoreboard corner. Through the green corner. Hannah's right there. She's a half a kart length back off the green corner. They head to the cell corner. This is a very tough corner to defend the pass, but he's got enough of an advantage. She just can't quite get to his bumper. Now through the double lefts to the blue corner. Norberg maintains half a kart length lead as they head back towards the scale house. Through the right, now the left. Norberg holding that inside lane. Greenmeyer trying to find a way around. Zilich rolling up on the back of both of them. He's going to have a ton of momentum. It's going to be Ryan Norberg who squeezes for the victory. He holds on, but his blocking of Hannah Greenmeyer brought Connor Zilich to within 1/10 of a second of picking up the victory here as he finished 1/10 behind Norberg. Greenmeyer and Zilich were side by side. Greenmeyer finished second. Zilich finished third. Paulie Massimino will come home fourth. Oliver Hodgson fifth. Hayden Jones sixth. Brandon Jarsacrack seventh. Alessandro De Tullio eighth. Weston Workman ninth. Thomas Annunziata ends up the top 10. Congratulations on to Ryan Norberg, though, for putting on a great race. So did Hannah Greenmeyer, was contributed to that race. She had the fast lap of the race, 109.54 for Greenmeyer. Finishing it up 24 spots in 11th, John Burke in the 304. Lucas Ficuri, 12th. Nathaniel Cicero, 13th. Aiden Fox, 14th. Tyler McIntyre was 15th. Then it's Max Opolsky, Aaron Benoit, Louis Westover, Finnegan Bailiff. Timothy Carroll is 20th. Ethan Ho, Branyan Tyner, Talon Yackel, Michael Millardi, Matthew Cousineau, 25th. And Andrew Chapman, Santiago Benito, Alex Noyes, Leonardo Hassan, and Oscar Pinozo round out the top 30 in X30 Pro. That'll do it for Pro. We will be back in a moment with KA100 Junior.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Cooper Tires. CKR is all about quality, and CKR USA is where you can get your hands on these winning chassis in the United States. It's the CKR Barracuda 32 mil shifter kart chassis, the 100cc focused Stingray. These are two popular models contributing to the success of this thriving brand. And CKR USA is where you'll find karts, parts, and everything you need to go racing. Delivering the latest innovation in kart racing technology, CKR carries its own distinctive frame design. Made from hand-selected material, CKR kart chassis combine the highest grade tubing and hardware, ensuring first-rate standards of production. CKR USA has a large footprint in the U.S. karting market and continues to grow rapidly throughout the country. Fully homologated chassis have been proven by top-notch performances from coast to coast in North America. CKR has stood on top of the podium in Superkarts USA and F-Series competition, as well as kart clubs around the country. The podiums and championships will continue to pile up in 2021. CKR USA is now in its 6th year of business, and we're adding new authorized dealers and support centers for the chassis line. Visit ckr-usa.com or call 208-384-KART and go CKR Blue. Powered by technology, DID racing chains have a worldwide reputation for superior quality and reliability. Meticulously engineered and manufactured in Japan, DID genuine parts are the world's #1 original parts supplier for Japanese and European motorcycle manufacturers. A rich racing tradition where results speak for themselves, DID prides itself on engineering the most technologically advanced chains on the market to help you excel on and off the track. DID's SDH pin treatment creates an extremely hard chromium carbide layer on the pin surface that houses a soft inner core to absorb extreme shock loads. DID's 219 HTZ racing chain boasts this SDH pin technology, which leads to longer chain life as well as excellent energy transmission to the wheels. Available in the gorgeous gold, the 219 HTZ is the ultimate racing kart chain. Pick up a DID chain at your local dealer today, because when winning is the only thing that matters, go with DID. Now back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
We're back with Timmy Tech KA100 Junior as they get ready to start their main event. We were looking pretty good for a green there, and then the back of the field decided to spin out as they looked for the tram lines. I'm not sure what it is, but it must be something to do with the KA engine package, that there's so much power or something that they are spinning out trying to get in the tram lanes. Nonetheless, we are ready to fire them off. Timmy Tech KA100 Junior is going to be paced by Chase Hand and Jack Jeffers. Noah Baker and Sebastian Weldon in row 2. Graham Trammell and Parker DeLong in row 3. Cooper Shipman and Elio Mesa in row 4. Jeremy Fletcher and Cooper Shipman in row 4. Elio Mesa and Aiden Rudolph in row 5. Austin Jers and G3 Argurios in row 6. Danny Deshelski and Evagoras Papasavas in row 7. Cameron Brinkman and Fernando Luque in row 8. Ava Dobson and Grayson Upchurch to 3rd in row 9. Jake Walker and Cameron Reed in row 10. Cooper Auclair and Luke Powers in row 11. Elliot Cox and Mateo Naranjo in row 12. Austin Olds and Max Schweid in row 13. And we are underway with a green flag. Chase Hand and Jack Jeffers up front. Very quickly, Hand is overtaken by Jeffers. And Weldon tries to get to the inside and gets cut off by Hand as he's trying to get to the inside as well. So right now it is Jeffers, Hand, and Weldon. 4th place is Baker, I believe. He's about 4 or 5 kart lengths back. And then I think it's Fletcher. Nope, I'm sorry, it's not Fletcher. Can't read the numbers from here. It is Fletcher. Gosh darn it. It is Jeremy Fletcher in 5th. Behind Fletcher, Graham Trammell. And they'll come to the line this time. Beyond Trammell, it is Cooper Shipman. Then Parker DeLong, Elio Mesa, Aiden Rudolph, Danny Deshelski, Austin Jers, and G3 Argurios, your top 13. Chase Hand goes back to the front. Now Weldon goes back to the front as he goes around both of them. Jeffers trying to get himself back in line here. He'll be 3rd. He cuts to the inside of Hand, though, as they head into the scoreboard corner. He'll go back to 2nd. They'll put Hand on the high side, driving around all of them. Noah Baker to the inside of the inside. Is there such thing as the inside of the inside? If there is, Noah Baker found it. It would be what we call the way inside. So Baker goes to 3rd. Weldon's got the lead. Jeffers 3 or 4 kart lengths back. Baker 3rd. Hand 4th. Fletcher 5th. Shipman 6th. That's as they come out of the blue corner and head back toward the scale house. Sebastian Weldon's going to bring him out of the final corner onto the straightaway once again. They'll complete lap number 1. He'll be the leader of record. 1 second is the lead right now over Jack Jeffers, Noah Baker, and Chase Hand. Be interesting to see if these 2nd, 3rd, and 4th can help themselves or if they're going to keep passing each other. No, they're going to keep passing each other. Well, the answer was right there. The question was answered. Hand went to the inside of Baker in the scoreboard corner and took over 3rd position. With Sebastian Weldon, it's got a chance here if he can keep picking him up and putting him down at the pace he has been so far today. He could walk away from the field here if they're going to continue to pass each other. But they are a little bit more separated now, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to bog each other down. Of course, if you're not real familiar with how karts work and all that stuff, if you're more of a spectator than a competitor, every time there's a pass, it typically slows them down just a tiny bit because it forces somebody to drive in a little harder than optimal and to do a little bit more braking than optimal and to be in a less than optimal line, because there is only one optimal line around the track. And in order to make something happen, you're going to have to take the suboptimal line. So the more passing that goes on, further back, the further away the leaders can get if they are fast and hooked up. And by hooked up, we mean fast and hooked up. Jack Jeffers purple that time by means he's had the quick time of the race so far. 1:14.533 for the number 833. He was 49 thousandths quicker than Weldon on the last time around. He's got Chase Hand, though, just a half a kart length behind him, and Chase is pretty well just as quick. Two karts working together can typically be a little bit faster than one kart working alone, as long as the two working together are actually working together and not trying to pass each other. When they get on that straightaway, the kart in the back gets the advantage of not having to push through the air as much, and it can actually pull itself up to the kart in front of it and will push it down that straightaway. Anybody who knows anything about racing knows that's drafting, and that is effective in karts as well as cars. And it doesn't take much, but we're only talking about karts that, make in the low 20 horsepower range. So it's effective. And you can see that right now, second and third have rolled up on the back of Weldon because he's out there running by himself. He doesn't have any drafting help. He was a few tenths slower than the ones behind him. And it's going to be a three-kart battle for the lead here momentarily. And also, one of the very effective strategies, if you have a driver that's very dominating in your class, and I'm not saying that any one of these guys is very dominating, because there hasn't really been one in the juniors right now. They've been good, but there hasn't been one that you said, he's got odds to win this. But if you have one like that, continuing to pass them, constantly trying to pass them, keeps them within striking distance. Oftentimes, if you let them get a lead, they will drive away. And so it's a very effective strategy to continue to try to pass the kart in front of you to keep them close. Conversely, it will keep the people behind you closer too. There goes Jeffers to the inside of Weldon for the lead, and he'll get it in I-70. Coming off the final corner, the final part of I-70 there, Jack Jeffers takes over as your new leader. So let's just say, for instance, we thought Jeffers was quicker than everyone else. This would be an effective time for the other drivers to do exactly what they're doing, and that's keep trying to pass him. Chase Hand just passed Sebastian Weldon in the scoreboard corner. He dove to the inside. Just because somebody is faster doesn't mean that you can't pass them by diving to the inside and taking away the optimal line. That's what these guys are doing from each other. They may only be, 12 years old, or 13 years old, but they know what they're doing. Starting to get a few karts sitting around in the infield here. All of these juniors finished their pre-final race. Not going to happen in the final here. Oh, we had a boatload of penalties, though, in the pre-final race. So while they finished, they didn't finish cleanly. So it's Jeffers, Hand, and Weldon now, 1, 2, 3. Fourth place belongs to Noah Baker. He's 2 seconds back. That's a big gap. When you're running by yourself and you're 2 seconds back, that's a huge problem. And you're 6 laps in. They're going to be coming to the halfway next time by. And that's not a lot of time to make that kind of a deficit up when you have no drafting partner. Chase Hand takes over as the leader for a while now, and they'll come to the halfway mark with him at the point over Jeffers and Weldon. Noah Baker, 2.9 seconds back. He's losing ground to the leader because he has no drafting partners. No help whatsoever. Weldon that time ran a 13.907 in third place compared to Baker's 14.3. So 4 tenths right now without a drafting partner. It seems to be the number when comparing laps in different groups. That's about what they are right now in the KA Junior. 3 to 4 tenths Seems like it makes about that much difference. And that can vary based on the wind as well. Right now the wind is out of the south here, and that's a tailwind when you're heading down that long straightaway. It can be worse than a headwind. But it's a factor. It's definitely a legitimate factor in these races. So Chase Hand leading Jack Jeffers and Sebastian Weldon. Noah Baker all by himself in fourth. Helio Mesa is in fifth. And Helio has got Cooper Shipman right behind him, so they're working together. They were about 0.3 quicker than Baker last time. They have partners, both running out of that Iron Rock stable. Baker is really what we call no man's land right now. He's running by himself in fourth. He can't go forward. He can't catch the guys in front of him. They won't mix it up enough to let him reel him in. At the same time, the guys behind him are slowly closing in on him. It's nothing you can really do other than put in your best laps and, hope for the best. Hope that the guys, if they do catch you, you can use it to go forward. If you run out of time, which I don't know that there's going to be time for that here, you just hope you can hold them off and salvage a podium position of that third spot. Top three finishers and quick qualifiers will be honored in the podium presentation tonight at about 5:30, 5:45, in that range, after the completion of tech. About 5:45, I would say, is the most likely time it's going to get going. We need to wait until tech clears. And if there's protests pending, which there might be, we'll have a provisional podium for those classes. That time by Weldon again put in his personal best lap in 1:13.7, about 0.3 quicker than Noah Baker. Again, who's running by himself. The guys behind him were about 0.3 quicker as well. Chase Hand, Jack Jeffers, and Sebastian Weldon have pretty much led this whole thing. Each of them has led a few laps. There is a gaggle of karts in... Well, they're in the scoreboard corner right now. It looks like when the Kiwanis, you did that little thing in the parades with all the cars that are zooming back and forth and, going left and right and doing all these stunts. It kind of looks like that. I mean, they're just jammed in there, bumper to bumper, 2 wide, 3 wide. That is the true blender. Really, nobody knows what's going on in there. It's a scrum pile. Chase Hand, purple that time, 1:13.3. Baker, 1:14.2, so a full second difference between those two groups. Ten laps complete, 4 to go. Hey, once again, want to remind everybody that if you do feel like you need to protest a penalty, you do that, get that protest form in Tech. Tech is who has those protest forms. You go there to get that form. Three laps remaining in this shootout here in KA100 Junior. The current leader is now Jack Jeffers. He took over in I-70 this time. Chase Hand second. Sebastian Weldon third. We got a cart just went through the grass off the final corner here. A green suit with a orange helmet. I think it's a Trinity cart. Oh, now he just put two wheels in the grass on the other side. He's not having a great time here. I think it's the 851. He's had a couple of offs here in the last lap. I don't know if he's bouncing off other people or if they're bouncing off him. I'm not sure. Leaders come along once again. They get the 2 to go. Now they go into defensive mode. Jack Jeffers is leading. Chase Hand second. Sebastian Weldon third. Jeffers sticks to the inside off I-70 with 2 to go. He'll keep it glued to the bottom through the Monza. Hand will be right there behind him, as will Weldon. They'll go to the inside, entering the scoreboard corner. Somebody's going to be looking for an inside-out move here. Weldon gets alongside the inside here, exiting scoreboard. He'll put him on the outside momentarily, and then on the inside, Weldon will take the spot away from Chase Hand as they go through green. Now they head to the cell tower corner, a very difficult corner to block. Will Jeffers be able to do it? He keeps it glued to the bottom. They stay in line. Jeffers, Weldon in hand. Off the blue corner. Jeffers moves to the right lane to try to stay to the inside. Weldon goes to the outside. They disappear around the corner for a moment. Weldon's going to lose his spot as he ends up on the outside when he needed to be on the inside. And Hand is going to go back around as they come to the white flag. It's going to be a free-for-all now on the straightaway. Everybody goes down to the bottom. They're going to do a left-right inside thing. Oh, Weldon's way back. I'm not sure where he went. Maybe he was trying to swing wide and cut down underneath. He does swing wide, but there isn't anything there as they enter the Monza. Jeffers continues to lead. Hand right behind him. Weldon trying to get the inside out, and there's nothing there. Hand dives to the inside of the scoreboard. Jeffers comes down, and they collide. Jeffers trying to get down to the bottom of the track, and Chase Hand was trying to pass him, and they collided, and it turned Chase Hand completely around. He looped it. Got passed by a bunch. It slowed down Jeffers to the point where he got passed by Sebastian Weldon. Well, folks, I always am critical of blocking, and that's what happens when you block people. Somebody tries to pass you, you turn down into their path, and you get either turned around or you get contact, and that's what's going to happen. And Sebastian Weldon is going to be the beneficiary here. He was in the right place when the two in front of him tangled, and Sebastian Weldon's going to bring him around to the double checkered flags and cruise to victory here in KA100 Junior. Jack Jeffers will recover from his collision with Chase Hand. He'll finish second. Helio Mesa third. Cooper Shipman fourth. Noah Baker fifth. Chase Hand holds on for sixth. Parker DeLong seventh. Another kart going through the grass. Another kart going through the grass. If you guys know, if you go through the grass, you don't get scored. Just so you know, there's no wire out in the grass, so you need to stay on the track. Noah Baker, 5th. Chase Hand, 6th. Parker DeLong, 7th. Danny Deschelsky, 8th. Graham Trammell, 9th. Austin Jurs is 10th. Fernando Luque, 11th. Jeremy Fletcher, 12th. Aiden Rudolph, 13th. G3 Argurios, 14th. Cameron Brinkman is 15th. Outside the top 15, it is Addison Ianello, Jake Walker, Evagoras Papasavas, Cooper O'Clair, Emma Kate Scarborough, 20th. Grayson Upchurch, the 3rd. Joey Friend, Mateo Naranjo, Luke Powers, and Max Schweid is 25th. And that'll do it for the top 25 here in KA100 Junior. We've got 2 main events to go yet. Coming up next, we'll be back in a moment with the Micro Swift main event.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Cooper Tires.
Wins at the sport's biggest races and championships across all levels of karting make up the resume for Nitro Kart. The Nitro Kart has made its statement as the best, fastest, and most reliable cadet chassis on the North American karting market. The 2021 Cadet is the evolution of that success, featuring the latest development and components to put you at the front. If you want to win in Cadet, get a Nitro Kart and join the team. The Nitro Kart Cadet claimed 5 victories at the SCUSA Pro Tour, including the Mini Swift Championship in 2020. At the United States Pro Kart Series, Nitro Kart Cadet earned 5 wins and 14 podiums in mini and micro competition. For a second straight year, Nitro Kart won the U.S. Rotax Grand Nationals in the Minimax division, bringing the title total to 4 in 4 years. If you've seen it on track, it certainly caught your eye. Dominating the 4-cycle world is the Nitro Kart Lefty chassis. The chassis is designed for the Briggs & Stratton 206 engine with a left side mount for better weight distribution. The Lefty is available in cadet and full-size frames. The Nitro Kart Lefty won the CKNA Grand Nationals 4 in both sportsman and junior categories, with fast time in qualifying for the senior division. Drivers with the Lefty were ranked number 1 in the Briggs & Stratton Weekly Racing Series for junior and cadet divisions. Team Nitro Kart will be at all major events in 2021 with programs tailored to every driver's needs. Focused on driver development, the cadet program under Team Nitro Kart has helped develop some of today's stars, including Brent Cruz, Parker DeLong, Ben Mayer, and Spencer Conrad. Visit Nitro Kart online and find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Experience and passion. That's what led to the launch of AMAX Racing. Owner Charles Maxwell began AMAX Racing in 2015, expanding the operation in 2019 with a focus on driver development for racers of all age groups and backgrounds. From top-level drivers to grassroots racers or families looking for a team that will help them achieve their goals, AMAX Racing can guide you with the absolute best trackside service at affordable prices. No matter the chassis, AMAX Racing welcomes you and has the experience to put you on the top of the podium. You can join the AMAX Racing family in 2021 at the Cup Karts North America, United States Pro Kart Series, and WK Manufacturers Cup Series, along with selected local events at Whiteland Raceway Park and Castle Motorsports Park. For more information, contact them at 317-437-5886 or find them on Facebook. AMAX Racing. All of your karting needs under 110. Leading in. Now back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Team Ferris Racing Micro Swift on track right now for their 14-lap main event. Augustus Toniolo was your pre-final winner, and he'll be your pole sitter, sitting alongside Keelan Harvick in the 62. Row 2 will be the 13 of Ethan Tovo and the 19 of Alessandro Truchot. Row 3, Gian Matteo Rosso and Brady Schad. Row 4, Phaeton Saradpan and Caleb Tartar. Row 5, Ashton Woon and Lucas Palacio. Row 6, Isaac Malquit and J.J. O'Neill. Row 7, Alexander Procuna and Benim Abernathy. Row 8, Bronson Custis and Jaime Garcia. Row 9, Jackson Tovo and Tristan Murphy. Row 10, Davin Roberts and Jacob Majeski. Row 11, Royce Vega and Adam Wooldridge. Row 12, Sam Tutwiler and Cameron Marsha. Row 13, Jackson Gibson and Travis Pettit. And we are green. Solomon Piragua and Tyrone Kemper Jr. in row 14. Luke Giglio and William Kim in row 15. Juan Jose Paramo and David Ramirez in row 16. Lillian Scarborough and Haroon Sharad in row 17. And Rocco Simone in row 18. And we are clean and green here with Augustus Toniolo in the lead as I come through the scoreboard corner for the first time. And the number 17, whoever that is, just looped it here right before the scoreboard corner. That is Solomon Puragua. And he's going to be done for the day, unfortunately. Augustus Toniolo, your leader. Keelan Harvick is in fourth. I thought he was in second. Alessandro Truchot is in second. Ethan Tovo in third. Harvick fourth. Brady Schad in fifth. Caleb Tartar in sixth. Seventh place, Lucas Palacio. Eighth place, Jackson Tovo. Ninth place, Benham Abernathy. Followed by... who is behind Benham? Phaeton Saradpan. Toniolo, Truchot, Tovo, and Harvick, the top four right now. Schad and Tartar run together, fifth and sixth, a little ways back. Harvick to the inside of Tovo for third. Crosses him back over on the exit of the scoreboard corner, but Harvick's going to have position here. Tovo has to let it go, and he'll settle back for fourth. Augustus Toniolo brings him around to complete lap number 2. Alessandro Truchot second. Keelan Harvick third. Ethan Tovo fourth. That's a 4-car breakaway. Harvick looking to the inside for second. He's got it off I-70. He'll go to second. Truchot back to third. Tovo right there as well. They've got a Truchot sandwich going on as he is snug in between Harvick and Tovo. Brady Schad is fourth, fifth. Right behind him is Caleb Tartar. Then there's a big gap back to Benham Abernathy, and I think Benham maybe just got passed. Let me get the spy glasses here. Abernathy was making the pass. He's got Saradpan right behind him, and now Palacio behind him. Lucas Palacio is going to lose a spot. In fact, Lucas is going to lose another spot. The 89 of Ashton Woon also getting by Lucas Palacio. So the number 25 having a rough go of it there for a few corners. And hopefully he can get himself settled back in. He is just ahead of the 77 of Jacob Majeski. Tristan Murphy in there as well. I think I lost track of him in the number 11, but he's in there as well. Yeah, Murphy's in the black number 11 without any stickers on. Abernathy and Saradpan doing battle here as they're side by side. Saradpan with the advantage. In fact, Woon's going to go around Abernathy too as he was out of the groove. Now the 11 of Tristan Murphy also going around. I mentioned Tristan Murphy didn't have any stickers on his cart. I don't know that he has any stickers at all on his cart. We'll see if he has the mandatory required stickers. required to have the US PKS stickers and the MG Tire stickers. I don't see any of them. Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, it is still Augustus Toniolo leading. It was Ethan Tovo, but Alessandro Truchot has moved back to second. Tovo third. Harvick back to fourth. Brady Schad, Caleb Tarter still trying to catch up to that group. Tovo goes back to second, though. He goes inside Truchot. He'll take Harvick with him. Truchot 2 wheels off over by the flags there, but back on again. Didn't lose too much ground. Now coming on, though, directly in front of Brady Schad and Caleb Tarter. They'll be a threesome now for a while. Five laps complete. Toniolo's lead is growing here, now 2 seconds, as Ethan Tovo and Keelan Harvick try to work together to go forward. Looks like Brady Schad, Caleb Tarter have both made their way around Alessandro Truchot. He is back to 6. That's the end of that group, and then there's a pretty significant gap back to the 85 of Phaeton Saradpan. Actually, Phaeton's just been overtaken by Ashton Woon in the 89. I think it's an 89. Those two run together. Then there's a pretty big gap back to Tristan Murphy and is that Jaime Garcia. Yeah, Jaime Garcia, then Benham Abernathy, and then Lucas Palacio in 12th. J.J. O'Neill, 13th. Jacob Majeski, 14th. Isaac Malquit, 16th. Alexander Procuna, Jackson Tovo, Bronson Costas, Davin Roberts, and Tyrone Kemper Jr. is 20th. See if we got any really big movers in this class. Looks like the biggest mover is Tristan Murphy up 9 spots to 9th. Jaime Garcia is up 6. Jacob Majeski's up 6. Tyrone Kemper Jr. is up 8. Going to be halfway next time by for Augustus Toniolo. His lead appears to be growing. He was fast lap of the race last time by. That's a good feeling if you're in the Augustus Toniolo camp. You are first and you are the fastest, driver. He just reset quick time of the race. 1:18.642, 0.2 quicker than Keelan Harvick, who runs second. Harvick just ahead of Ethan Tovo. They run bumper to bumper, but they're just not making any ground on Augustus Toniolo. He is just driving away by himself. Brady Schad has pulled away to a few kart lengths on Caleb Tarter. Brady's in 4th. He's in the orange suit, Orange suit, black helmet. Behind him is the blue card of Caleb Tarter. And he has got Alessandra Truchot on his rear bumper. One more main event to go after this one. The big one. KA100 Senior. We call that one the Big Bopper. The Big Bopper. Eight laps complete. This is the Micro Swift class. These are the youngest kids. And we have 35 of these kids today. I don't know if we mentioned it on the air today. I don't think we did. This weekend we had 273 total entries for this event, which ties the all-time record here for two-stroke karts at Castle Motorsports Park in terms of total entries. So that's exciting to be a part of that. This series was founded in, I think it was 2013, and it's been 9 years in the making, 9 seasons in the making to get here, and it's been awesome. Been exciting. It's been a challenge. It's been a lot of things, and I'm fortunate enough to say that I was there at the beginning, at the meeting where we all sat around that table and said, we need to start a series, and here's what we want to do with it. And so many of those people are still around and still involved, and this definitely would have never happened without the support of all these great racers through the years, and so many of you racers have been here since the beginning, and it's greatly appreciated for sure, because you guys are the ones that make the wheels go round, so to speak, and literally and figuratively. Watching Augustus Toniolo here. He is putting on a driving clinic. Perfect laps over and over and over. Another quick time for Toniolo. 18.571, 0.2 quicker than Keelan Harvick. 4 laps to go. As I was saying, this has been a dream season really for the USPKS. We kicked off the series at Castle Motorsports Park. We did not know when we were there that we were going to be the second to last event ever to race at that track. And we pulled almost 300 entries, like 298 entries, which blew away our previous record by a mile for total entries at any event. And we followed it up with this event at 273, which would have beat the record from last year as well, which was our biggest ever. When we were at Ocala, we had no idea that the Rock Cup was there the week after we were, and the day after Rock Cup pulled up stakes, they tore that track up. They ground it up. It is gone. It is a parking lot right now, if you did not know that. Ocala Grand Prix is no more, and so many, many great races were held there over the years. And over the past month or so, a lot of people have talked about that, shared their memories online about that track and about the people and about Jorge and all the things he did for so many people. And definitely was created a lot of memories and a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. So we're sad to see that track go. So there'll be a new track on the schedule for next winter. For USPKS. And we don't know where it is just yet, but it's probably going to be in Florida, I would guess. It's a good time of the year to go to Florida in March. It's a bad time of the year to come here, I can tell you that. I came here for a race one time in March and it snowed, and it wasn't much of a race. So the laps are winding now, and it's going to be 2 to go next time by for Augustus Antoniolo. Augustus is coming down the short chute out of the blue corner right now, heading back towards the scale house. He has essentially put on a clinic here. Once he got in front, there was just no stopping him. He has continually pulled away. Now with 2 to go, Keelan Harvick can only watch. Ethan Tovo is on his rear bumper. He's got to worry about Ethan. And, of course, Ethan's going to worry about Keelan here with 2 to go. Those two stay in line through I-70. And they come back towards the Monza corner. 4th place belongs to Caleb Tartar right now. Caleb has slowly worked his way forward. He has freed himself of his battle with Alessandro Truchot, and now he's also gotten by Brady Schad to move into that 4th position just off the podium. Brady doing a good job here in 5th. These drivers, certainly it paid off for them to be here 2 weeks ago for the route race. They got a lot of valuable intel there, I think, and you're seeing the results of it now. Still just kind of watching Harvick and Tovo here. As the end of the field sees the 2 to go sign, Toniolo is going to be coming around past the grid here. And onto the front straightaway, and he'll see the white flag. He's still up on the wheel. Augustus Toniolo pulled up on the wheel when he got on that straightaway, looked at the white flag, kept his head down, wants to keep clicking off those fast laps. His time actually has dropped off some the last couple laps. And Keelan Harvick has been considerably faster the last 2 circuits. He's also 2.5 seconds back. So there's no chance he's going to catch Augustus Toniolo unless there was some major malfunction. Keelan Harvick's main concern right now is Ethan Tovo, who sits right behind him in 3rd. And certainly Tovo would like to move up a spot on that podium, and Keelan would like to be on there as well in that 2nd position. Keelan, he won a race in Ocala, and I had the pleasure of interviewing the young man. Very polite, and just like any other young racer that hasn't had a lot of experience being interviewed, he was a little bit shy. So I'm sure we'll see plenty more of Keelan Harvick in the days, weeks, months, and years to come being interviewed on podiums. Meanwhile, though, I think we're going to be interviewing a different driver on the podium tonight, as Augustus Toniolo, pilot of the number 4, peels out of the final corner onto the straightaway and takes the double checkered flags for victory. In the end, there was no challenge on Keelan Harvick. He'll cruise to 2nd. Ethan Tovo 3rd. At the end, though, it's going to be Caleb Tartar in 4th over Brady Schad. They were close. Alessandro Truchot will be 6th. Schad 5th. Truchot 6th. Phaeton Saratapan will be 7th. And then there's a whole gaggle of karts. Oh, Palacio spun it in the final corner and got drilled. He got drilled by the 33. Lucas Palacio spun. I thought it was on his own. I didn't see any contact. He spun in the final corner, and he was sitting in the middle of the track, and the 33 just drilled him head on. And both the kids are moving around, and Lucas is getting out. The 33 is, I think he got the wind knocked out of him because it was a head-on collision with the 25. Royce Vega is the other driver, and he's getting out of the kart now. I think it more or less scared the crap out of him because he's hopping over to the wall right now and probably disappointed more than anything. I'm sure they both are. That was a scary moment there for a minute because Lucas spun in front of a whole lot of people coming to the checkered. So both of them are out of the karts, walking around, and he seemed to be fine right now, so we'll get that cleaned up. Anyway, we'll run back through the results here. Toniolo with the big victory by 2.5 seconds over Keelan Harvick. Ethan Tovo, Caleb Tartar, Brady Schad 5th. Alessandro Truchot, Peyton Saradpon, Ashton Woon, Tristan Murphy, Benham Abernathy is 10th. Bronson Costas, Jackson Tovo, Jaime Garcia, Davin Roberts, J.J. O'Neill, 15th. Jackson Gibson and Jacob Majeski, Tyrone Kemper Jr., Alexander Procuna, 19th. Adam Woolridge, 20th. Then it's Sam Tutwiler, Rocco Simone up 13 spots to 22nd. Travis Pettit, Lillian Scarborough, Cameron Marcia, Juan Jose Paramo, Luke Giglio, David Ramirez, William Kim, and he's the last one standing, William is. So that'll do it for this race. And one more feature to go. Congratulations to Augustus Toniolo and his crew on picking up their victory here at Microswift. We'll be back in a moment with KA100 Senior.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Cooper Tires. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer with IP karting that includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports provides in-depth driver development for those racers in Northern California and across the country. Arrive and drive services, kart preparation, and driver coaching are available under the LEM tent throughout the season. Bell's record of working with drivers includes recent victories at North America's biggest karting events, including the Rock the Rio and the SCUSA Super Nationals. Greg Bell's knowledge for building engines spans 2 decades and is now under the Mega Power branding, providing a reliable engine service and tuning knowledge. No matter the chassis brand, choose Mega Power to get to the front. Click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com for more and find them on social media to stay connected. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, Tillett seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. CKR is all about quality, and CKR USA is where you can get your hands on these winning chassis in the United States. It's the CKR Barracuda 32mm shifter kart chassis, the 100cc focused Stingray. These are 2 popular models contributing to the success of this thriving brand. And CKR USA is where you'll find karts, parts, and everything you need to go racing. Delivering the latest innovation in kart racing technology, CKR carries its own distinctive frame design. Made from hand-selected material, CKR kart chassis combine the highest grade tubing and hardware, ensuring first-rate standards of production. CKR USA has a large footprint in the US karting market and continues to grow rapidly throughout the country. Fully homologated chassis have been proven by top-notch performances from coast to coast in North America. CKR has stood on top of the podium in Superkarts USA and F-Series competition, as well as kart clubs around the country. The podiums and championships will continue to pile up in 2021. CKR USA is now in its 6th year of business, and we're adding new authorized dealers and support centers for the chassis line. Visit ckr-usa.com or call 208-384-KART and go CKR Blue. Now back to the U.S. Pro Kart Series, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
And we're back with KA100 Senior, presented by Mike Doty Racing. Their 14-lap main event is coming your way. Got one still sitting on the grid, it looks like. I'm not sure if I don't think they're going to get the green this time, but in case they do, Hayden Jones and Connor Zilich are going to make up that front row. Hayden Levy and Arias Duke Mejian in row 2. Brandon Lemke and A.J. Myers in row 3. Nolan Allison and Jake French in row 4. Tyler Ferris and Chase Jones in row 5. Row 6 belongs to Ethan Ho and Matthew Maccabee, and they did not get the start that time. Thomas Annunziata and Josh Holtz in row 7. Alex Bertignoli and Alexander Kardashian in row 8. Ian Quinn and Tristan Farber in row 9. Austin Osborne and PJ Lyda in row 10. Gavin Bailiff and Taryn Odom in row 11. Adam Crepin and Stephen Dial in row 12. Aaron Hockmeister-Ing and Gia Cicero in 13. By the way, there is, I'm told, a bet between Aaron Hockmeister-Ing and Austin Fairfield. If Hockmeister finishes ahead of Fairfield, Fairfield's got to go swimming in the pond. And if Fairfield finishes ahead of Hockmeister, Hockmeister gets his hair cut. And if you've seen Hockmeister's hair, you would say, I hope Fairfield wins, because his hair really needs to be cut. About a year ago, it needs to be cut. So, good-natured bet between two friends there. Nicholas Terlecki, it will start on the outside of row 14. Ben Leida and Tyler Wettengel in row 15. And we're in the tram lines now, and it looks like we may be ready to get a green here. We shall see. And we are. Green, green, green. Hayden Jones and Connor Zilich, Aiden Levy showing the way here. It looks like Hayden Jones will have the advantage off I-70. We do have some karts in the dirt, but it looks like they're all back on right away. Just a quick little off-track distraction. Diving to the inside right away for the lead is going to be Connor Zilich. Not screwing around this time, says Zilich. So it's Zilich, Jones. Is that Duke Mejian? No, that's A.J. Myers, I think. A.J. Myers getting a good run. Who didn't start? Oh, Duke Mejian didn't make it off the grid. Okay. Yeah, our fourth place starter, no start on the grid. Had some sort of engine problem. Couldn't make the call. 90 seconds, can't do it. If you don't make it, you're out. And he couldn't get his engine running in time to go. So, Connor Zilich is going to bring him around for the first time. Hayden Jones will be right behind him. Third place, A.J. Myers. Fourth place, Aiden Levy. Beyond Levy, it's the 914 of Jake French. Then it's the 901 of Brandon Lemke. The 910 of Chase Jones, and then Tyler Ferris. So Zilich, Jones, Myers, Levy, French, Lemke to the inside of French for fifth. He's got it in the cell tower corner. Chase Jones slides in right behind French. Matthew Maccabee trying to go forward here. They're crisscrossing, swapping back and forth. Nolan Allison maybe losing a little bit of ground there. It looked like he was going backwards as the field was rolling past him. Zilich, Jones, Myers, and Levy. And a little bit of a gap back to French. Now Brandon Lemke takes over that second group there. Chase Jones right behind him. Matthew Mockabee. Tyler Ferris. Yeah, they're battling each other pretty hard. It's hard to keep them in order. So Brandon Lemke all by himself in fifth right now. Behind him, there is a major scrum going on. Matthew Mockabee, Chase Jones, Jake French, Nolan Allison, Connor Ferris, Alexander Kardashian. Who else is that? Thomas Annunziata, all in the fray there. Zilich brings him around. This time it's going to be A.J. Myers in second as he moves up a spot. I think he's driving the Magic Kart, I believe. Looking to the inside for second now is Myers once again. Hayden Jones took it away, and Myers just took it back in the scoreboard corner. 3 laps complete, working lap number 4 of 14. This time when they come around, we'll run through the field here and get you at least the top half of the field. We've got 60 karts here in this race. Myers still holding on to that second spot. Jones right behind him. Zilich, though, out front at the point. Brandon Lemke, quick time of the race thus far from fourth, running by himself. Lemke in that fifth position. He was only a tenth quicker than the ones in front of him. Needs those ones in front of him to mix it up a little bit. Connor Zilich not interested in mixing it up, though, as the leader. He is trying to distance himself, socially and otherwise, from the second, third, and fourth place karts behind him. Myers, Jones, and Levy running bumper to bumper. Zilich with about a 1 kart length lead. Lemke 1.2 seconds back. Quick time of the race, though, for Brandon. On the short shoot to the final corner, back onto the straightaway once again. They'll hang number 5 on the board. 9 laps to go. A.J. Myers, quick time, that time by. Lemke didn't make up any ground that time by. Matched the pace of the leaders, that was it. But a few karts out of the race here, sitting in the infield between the two straightaways. 943 and the 999. Zilich brings him around once again. 6 complete. Lemke purple again. That time he did make a 10th up on the group in front of him. All right, so it's Connor Zilich, A.J. Myers, Hayden Jones, Aiden Levy, the top 4. Brandon Lemke runs by himself in 5th, some distance back. It is Jake French and Nolan Allison running together. Then another big gap to Alexander Kardashian and Thomas Annunziata. Beyond them, it's a little bit of a gap to Matthew Maccabee and Josh Holtz, Austin Osborne, and Ethan Ho. Then another little bit of a gap beyond them to Gavin Bailiff, Ian Quinn, Tyler Ferris, and Tyler McIntyre. McIntyre is up 19 positions already to 17th. 113.57 for McIntyre last time by. Not good enough for the top spot, but it's fast. Nolan Allison, fast lap of the race so far, 112.98. The only driver in the 12s. Nolan Allison, the number 919, currently running in 7th. Lemke chews off another couple tenths off the distance between 4th and 5th. And the guys up front are starting to mix it up now. A.J. Myers led the last time by. Zilich takes it back, though, along with Jones. Now Myers comes back on Jones. Lemke takes advantage of it. I'm sorry, that's Levy and Jones. Lemke takes advantage of Myers, and then Myers dives in underneath him in the scoreboard corner. So those two do battle now. So quickly, Lemke was in the fray once the ones in front of him started to battle a little bit. Lemke just took the spot back again in the green corner from A.J. Myers. That's 4th position. So Zilich back in front. Levy is in 2nd. Jones 3rd. Lemke 4th. Myers 5th. Then a big gap to Allison, and not a huge gap, but a gap to Allison and Jake French. Then there is a big gap beyond those two. Was Kardashian, now it's Annunziata. Kardashian losing 2 there. Maccabee also getting around Kardashian. Josh Holtz right behind Kardashian. And who's right there? Gavin Bailiff. Austin Osborne going backwards a few that time as they come to the halfway mark. More action up front. Connor Zilich leads them around for number 9. Zilich, Levy, and Jones running nose to tail the top 3. Lemke in 4th. He is, by virtue of his battle with A.J. Myers, he's lost the leaders again. He's got a long way to go to run him down. Myers not interested or not able to help him right now, keep up with him and work together. So he needs those front 3 to do some battling. Meanwhile, Nolan Allison and Jake French would love the front ones to do some battling too, so they could get in on the action and have some contention for the podium here at late stages. They are currently running 6th and 7th with 5 laps to go. 5.5 laps to go. 4.5 laps to go. I'm sorry. Ten complete, 4 to go. Zilich, Levy, and Jones. Levy to the inside for the lead. He's got it in the Monza. Took that top spot away from Connor Zilich in the middle of that Monza corner. They do a little bit more of that, we could get maybe another 4 karts into that lead pack, and we'd have a nice 7-car battle for the victory. And there goes another pass for the lead. Zilich took it back. Now they're battling side by side, Connor Zilich and Aiden Levy. Levy has it right now, though. Making things interesting. So Aiden Levy is going to be the leader of record when they come around this time. 3 laps to go. Zilich to the inside for the lead. He's got it once again. Zilich in the Monza. Doesn't really get juicy until they get a couple of crossovers, so the momentum gets totally destroyed, and that just brings in the rest of the field. That's when it really gets good. Juicy. The word of the day, juicy. A juicy lap where there's lots of passing. And it'll be 2 to go when they come around this time. Levy gives Connor Zilich a little bit of a tap into the scalehouse corner. Tell you what, Brandon Lemke and AJ Myers are doggone close. Damn close. 2 to go. Zilich, Levy, and Jones. Lemke and Myers. Myers and Lemke now. Myers made the pass in I-70. AJ Myers, he knows what's up. He sees it coming. He says there's going to be some sort of monumental documents on those top 3, and I want to be in a better spot to snag a podium. And I'll do that if I'm in 4th and not 5th. 2 laps remaining. Hayden Jones needs to be thinking about it right now from 3rd. You don't win races when you're in 3rd. Got to get to the front. Got to at least get to 2nd so you can make a last lap hero move. There is some passing opportunities left, though. Plenty of them. Nolan Allison and Jake French still running 6th and 7th. But they are close behind these front 5, the Fab 5. White flag for Connor Zilich. He goes down to the inside. He'll hold the door closed. Through the dog leg. Hayden Jones asleep at the switch, I think. He just got jumped. Got jumped by AJ Myers. Now Myers going ham on Aiden Levy. Levy going through the grass. Hey, there's no grip in the grass, man. Zilich holding on to the lead. Levy tried to go through the... I don't know if he tried to go through the grass or if he had to go through the grass to avoid running over the top of someone. But let's just say he went through the grass. And that cost him about 4 positions, maybe 5, as he went all the way back to the tail of that pack. And that's going to be it for him. He'll have to settle for where he's at right now. Meanwhile, Connor Zilich has almost an insurmountable lead as they work this final circuit. Looks like Zilich is going to end up being a podium interviewee again today. They come off the grid for the final time. Onto the short chute. Double checkered flags in the air for the number 972 of Connor Zilich. AJ Myers comes from the back 40 to finish 2nd. Hayden Jones 3rd. Brandon Lemke 4th. Nolan Allison 5th, Jake French 6th, Aiden Levy 7th, Thomas Annunziata 8th, Matthew Maccabee 9th, Tyler McIntyre up 26 positions to finish in the top 10 in 10th. Pretty amazing there for McIntyre. Josh Holtz 11th, Gavin Bailiff 12th, Connor Ferris unimaginably up. Is this right? He's up 45 positions? This is insane. Connor Ferris apparently started the race from the trailer, and he is all the way up to 13th, up 45 positions. I've never seen that before. Ethan Ho, 14th. Austin Osborne, 15th. Alexander Kardashian, 16th. Alex Bertignoli, Nicholas Terlecki, Tyler Wettengel, Sam Cate up to 20th. Jeremy Furkey, Adam Kreppen, Taryn Odom, Zach Della, Ben Lyda, 25th. Grace Hemmerdy up 19 spots to 26th. Tyler Ferris, 27th. Logan Mueller, Aaron Hockmeister, Ing, 29th. That looks like that's going to be ahead of Austin Fairfield. Sounds like Fairfield's going to be swimming in the pond tonight. Hallie Schroeder, 30th. Tyler Trent, Austin Fairfield up 27 spots to 32nd, but it wasn't enough. Finishes behind his friend Hockmeister. Jonah Vadim Hanraham, 33rd. Cole Schrader, 34th. Joshua Fierke, 35th. And that'll do it for the rest of the field here in the 60-cart KA100 Senior field. Well, that was bananas. It was a great race, and it was a great day of racing. Thank you all so much. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we're going to see some, if not all of you, if not all of you, at the podium presentation at about half an hour, 25 minutes to half an hour, hopefully, at the just next to the apparel trailer by the end of the building. Same place we had the right next to the apparel trailer is where it is. Podium is all set up there, or is getting set up right now, and we'll see you there about 5:40-ish, and we'll kick it all off there. Top 3 finishers and quick qualifiers in every class. Until then, thank you for joining us along the way here on the eKartingNews Radio Network. You've been listening to live coverage of the United States Pro Kart Series Heartland GP from the new Castle Motorsports Park. Have a great evening. We'll be back tomorrow with qualifying.
Thank you for joining us from Newcastle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. Our EKN Trackside Live coverage, audio production, and social media was managed by David Cole. Today's broadcast commentary was provided by Tim Koyen. Big thank you to our broadcast partners this weekend: AMAX Racing, Franklin Motorsports, DID Chain, and Team Cooper Tire. This EKN Live broadcast is copyrighted by eKartingNews.com and the Howden Media Group. This is Rob Howden, and thank you for tuning in this weekend and throughout the entire 2021 season.